Chapter 461. A true man should be like this. Part 2. After Li Xiandao accepted the painting, the city lord's mansion remained quiet and undisturbed. After wandering around the city lord's mansion again, Li Xiandao found nothing. He finally stood in front of the city lord's mansion and stood there for a long time. There was no sound at all. In the end, Li Xiandao left in disappointment. After he left, a sigh was heard from inside the city lord's mansion. This time it was a soft sigh, almost imperceptible. Inside Stone City, Li Xiandao once again arrived at the square. Everyone gradually returned, and everyone was shaking their heads. "Master, we found nothing," said monk Tianxin. "This is a stone city," the old Taoist priest said. "There's nothing in this city but fire in stone," the moon angel said regretfully. "This city is not as simple as it seems to us," Li Xiandao said softly. "But there's no spiritual energy here, so we can't live here." Tian Guangming spread his hands. "Let's go. We've looked around and there's nothing here, so let's leave." Li Xiandao took the lead and left. One by one, everyone followed Li Xiandao and headed towards the fallen corner. As always, the city gates of Stone City were opened at dawn. No one knows what methods that old man with the clone used, but Sheching now believes that Tian Guangming is the destined one, and no one can open the city gate of Sheching. Even Li Xiandao himself tried to open it, but he couldn't. It can only be opened when it is light. Tian Guangming also had mixed feelings. Fortunately, his resentment had dissipated. The person who deceived him was dead, and with death comes the end of all hope. Tian Guangming accepted the fate of this person who was destined to be with him. The city gates were opened, and everyone came out. The gates were closed again, and then, unexpectedly, the stone city began to move. That fallen corner. It is being slowly recycled at this moment. It was reclaimed into the void with a thunderous roar, creating a powerful and rapid sound. Stone City vanished from everyone's sight, leaving behind a devastated ancient city. Li Xiandao sensed the painting he had saved. It was still there, which was good. It just left on its own. Tian Guangming was stunned. "I had just accepted that I was destined to be with you, and I was even planning to go in and visit you from time to time. How could you just leave like that?" "I don't know, but we got out quickly. If we had gotten out slower, would we have been dragged into the void?" the old Taoist priest said with lingering fear, feeling as if he had just walked through the gates of hell. No, I need to go back and stay put for a while longer, not think about anything, and not do anything risky again." Li Xiandao remained silent, watching the disappearing Stone City for a long time before turning to leave, saying, "Stone City is gone, we should go back too." A teleportation array for the Heaven and Earth Bank appeared, and Li Xiandao entered it and disappeared. The others also stepped onto the teleportation array one after another, disappeared, and entered the Heaven and Earth Bank. Then they all rested. Tian Guangming gave Li Xiandao the treasures of the barbarian god temple and the fire in the stone. Li Xiandao handed the treasure to Xiaoqi, keeping nothing for himself and not caring about it at all. He just took the fire in the stone. Li Xiandao was not in a hurry to fuse the three flames. Now that he has obtained fire from water, fire from wood, and fire from stone, and all of them are seeds of fire, Li Xiandao can begin to melt the demon god pillar. But he was not impatient. Instead, he returned to his room, washed up, took a bath and burned incense, and then took out the painting he had brought from the city lord's mansion in Stone City. Li Xiandao hung the painting in his house and examined it carefully. This painting is very well done. It offers different insights from different perspectives. Xiaoqi walked in, familiar with the place, and asked the portrait that Li Xiandao had brought back, "What is this?" Li Xiandao told Xiaoqi about the origin of the portrait. Xiaoqi suddenly realized and stood with Li Xiandao, looking at the portrait and pondering. "I have learned the Stone Clan's script before. They are actually a small race. Compared with the human and demon races, their people are few and far between, and they cannot reproduce after birth. They are born naturally. Therefore, the Stone Clan is also known as the Sons of Heaven," Xiaoqi said. Li Xiandao pointed and asked, "Do you know anything about this heavenly emperor?" "I'm not quite sure. When I was learning the Stone Clan script, the heavenly emperor was already a legend. Every Stone Clan member longed for this legend and respected and loved the heavenly emperor from the bottom of their hearts," Xiaoqi said, shaking his head. "Tell me what you know." Li Xiandao looked at the scene in the painting, a lone figure standing with an ox, facing the sky, and a sense of heroic spirit inexplicably arose in his heart. The painting clearly demonstrates the power of the heavenly emperor to Li Xiandao. No need for further description. Just look at this painting for yourself. Xiaoqi said, "The heavenly emperor of the Stone Clan wasn't originally called the heavenly emperor. He got the title because of something he did. It should be said that everyone put the title of heavenly emperor on his head. He himself never seems to have said that he was the heavenly emperor." Li Xiandao asked curiously, "What earth-shattering thing did he do that made everyone put this title on him?" "When he was young, heaven destroyed the heavenly emperor at the time," Xiaoqi said. "What?" Li Xiandao looked at Xiaoqi in surprise. "Did he defeat the heavenly emperor of the celestial court at that time? Is it that powerful?" "You heard me right. The heavenly emperor of the Stone Clan once entered the immortal realm and blew up the then supreme heavenly emperor of the immortal court. Not only that, he also said something." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "What did you say?" Li Xiandao asked curiously, as he was quite interested in this heavenly emperor of the Stone Clan. For 30,000 years, no one is allowed to sit in the position of the heavenly emperor. Xiaoqi coughed, pretending to be very domineering, and said in the tone of the Stone Clan heavenly emperor, "Such a vast celestial court, just like that, intimidated by the Stone Clan heavenly emperor?" Li Xiandao couldn't help but feel a surge of excitement. One person subdued an entire celestial court. Just thinking about it is exhilarating. Yes, for 30,000 years, the throne of the heavenly emperor remained vacant. Those who were capable of competing for the position did not dare to sit in that seat. It remained vacant for 30,000 years before someone finally inherited the throne. Xiaoqi nodded. "So for the past 30,000 years, everyone has said that the title of heavenly emperor should be given to this peerless powerhouse of the Stone Clan, and people call him the Stone Heavenly Emperor." Xiaoqi explained in detail. "Are these historical records?" Li Xiandao asked. "Yes, it's from historical records. I only saw it because I was learning the Stone Clan's script. The current celestial court destroyed many records in order to maintain its original appearance. Apart from the Stone Clan's records, there are very few records from other places. So many people don't know how powerful and terrifying the Stone Emperor was," Xiaoqi said regretfully. Li Xiandao looked at the man in the portrait and smiled slightly, saying, "A true man should be like this. In a fit of rage, I ascend to the heavens, slay the world, and awe the celestial court. For 30,000 years, I have reigned supreme. This is the demeanor of a peerless master." Li Xiandao watched for a while, then took out 3 kinds of flames and began to prepare to fuse them. He also needs to continue to become stronger. Chapter 462, Melting the Demon God Pillar. Part 3. Li Xiandao spread his hands, and fire from stone, fire from wood, and fire from water appeared. The 3 flames, blended together by Li Xiandao, began to change their color, transforming into a new hue. Sometimes a small fire, sometimes a raging fire, they were constantly intertwined. Fire in water is deep blue, and when it burns fiercely, it turns a ghostly blue. The fire element in wood is emerald green, and when it burns fiercely, it turns turquoise green. The fire in the stone is colorless, but it burns fiercely, turning a cold white when it is in a raging fire. The 3 flames merged together, bursting forth with incredibly beautiful colors that reflected a kaleidoscope of hues onto Li Xiandao's face. The flames burned fiercely and powerfully. The 3 spiritual flames combined to unleash a terrifying power. These combined forces brought forth the legendary Samadhi fire. The 3 flames intertwined and merged, perfectly controlled by Li Xiandao, ultimately transforming into a beautiful and flawless flame. The Samadhi fire has 3 colors. yellow, orange, and red. The three colors represent three different powers. When the Samadhi true fire was perfectly interpreted, Li Xiandao smiled with satisfaction. Stepping out of the room, Li Xiandao took the Samadhi true fire and went to the square. 4 demon god pillars stood in the square. Li Xiandao first put away the Samadhi true fire, and then around one of the demon god pillars, he inscribed countless array patterns, restrictions, and laws, outlining a large array. Spirit Gathering Array. In the spiritually rich heaven and earth bank, a spirit gathering array was drawn up as a preparation for the continuous flow of Samadhi true fire. Samadhi fire is very powerful, but it also requires a continuous supply of spiritual energy. Li Xiandao couldn't possibly monitor and channel spiritual energy every moment, so this spirit gathering array was essential. Once the spirit gathering array was set up, Li Xiandao immediately activated it. Boom! The rich spiritual energy of the heaven and earth bank surged towards this place in an instant. They entered the spirit gathering array. The spirit gathering array contained an incredibly high concentration of spiritual energy. Li Xiandao carefully observed it and, at the appropriate time, placed the Samadhi true fire into it. Whoosh! Whoosh! The Samadhi true fire suddenly blazed up, soaring 300 feet high, coiling around the demon god pillar like a fire serpent, enveloping it and burning it wildly. The demon god pillar hissed, clearly indicating that the Samadhi true fire was effective against it. Perhaps because the Samadhi true fire was so fierce and supported by a vast amount of spiritual energy, the speed at which it was forged exceeded Li Xiandao's expectations. Li Xiandao had thought the calcination process would be slow, but now it was proceeding at a speed visible to the naked eye. The hard outer shell of the demon god pillar slowly peeled away, revealing the essence inside. This essence comes from resources in the demon realm, containing many magic crystals and the spiritual energy of the demon realm's dragon veins, all compressed within the demon god pillar. Now that the outer shell has been calcined, these features have naturally come to the surface. The next second, Li Xiandao swallowed all these resources, magic crystals, and the spiritual energy and dragon veins of the demon realm into his stomach. Rumble. Li Xiandao is making rapid progress. He is no longer in dire need of resources. A single demon god pillar can elevate Li Xiandao to new heights. After all, only 108 were forged in the entire demon realm. Although only a large portion of the resources were used, it was still a massive amount of resources for Li Xiandao. On the plaza, a massive magic crystal was swallowed by Li Xiandao and entered his body to replenish his cultivation. I have already condensed 10 lands into 10 great grotto heavens. If I were to condense 9 more heavens, and integrate all 9 heavens and 10 lands into my body, how powerful would I be? Li Xiandao's heart was set on his goal. Condensing the heavens. Only when the 9 heavens and the 10 earths are combined can Li Xiandao stand proudly above the immortal realm. The 9 heavens and 10 earths were once equal to the immortal realm, but now the 9 heavens and 10 earths are completely subservient to the immortal realm. It would be interesting if I brought the world evolved from the 9 heavens and 10 earths into the immortal realm and fought against the heroes of the immortal realm. Li Xiandao had a great dream, to bring the former glory of the 9 heavens and 10 earths to the immortal realm. These 4 demonic pillars are the pillars that support this dream. Having gained experience in condensing the 10 lands, condensing the 9 heavens is not a difficult task for Li Xiandao. Rumble. Behind Li Xiandao, 10 grotto heavens materialized, which were the previous 10 lands, lifelike and vast in their origin. Of course, this is quite different from the original 10 lands, but Li Xiandao's growth rate should not be underestimated. Once Li Xiandao's cultivation reaches its peak, evolving the once glorious 9 heavens and 10 earths will not be a problem at all. Rumble. The demonic pillar, forged by the Samadhi true fire, poured its resources into Li Xiandao's 10 realms. Then, in the 10 earthly caves, the 9 great worlds were formed. One by one, worlds began to take shape, rapidly taking form by borrowing the immense energy of the demon god pillar. Time seemed to fly by at this moment. Li Xiandao had been in seclusion for 7 days, and one of the demon god pillars had been completely forged. At this moment, The vast spiritual energy of the Heaven and Earth Bank supported Li Xiandao, keeping the Samadhi true fire at its strongest. And so, Li Xiandao continued to break through, reaching an unprecedented level. After a brief period of condensation, the first demon god pillar was completed. Li Xiandao could have used this enormous energy to break through to the 7th or 8th level of the heavenly mandate realm, but he used it all to condense the 9 heavens. Li Xiandao led the remaining 3 demon god pillars into the Time Palace. Li Xiandao planned to devour these 4 demon god pillars. The whole of time is the best place. Burning for 1,000 years, all the spiritual energy supported the Time Palace, and Li Xiandao rearranged a spirit-gathering array. Rumble. Inside the Hall of Time, burning for 1,000 years, Li Xiandao recklessly devoured energy, evolving the 9 heavens. When the 9 heavens reached their limit, he broke through his own limits. This was Li Xiandao's second attempt to seize the mandate of heaven. He disregarded the depletion of his resources and focused on increasing his cultivation level, reaching a terrifying realm. In his third attempt to seize the mandate of heaven, Li Xiandao comprehended a full 3,000 great daros, grasping an immensely vast Dao. This was Li Xiandao's fourth attempt to seize the mandate of heaven. This time, his comprehension doubled, reaching the 30,000 great daros. The entire hall was filled with the convergence of these great daros. In his fifth attempt to seize the mandate of heaven, Li Xiandao doubled his power once again, condensing 300,000 great daros. It could be said that he was the great Tao himself. The 6th time seizing the mandate of heaven. The 7th time seizing the mandate of heaven. The 3 demonic pillars he brought in allowed Li Xiandao to reach the 7th level of seizing destiny. The great Tao he now controls is already vast. With his eyes open, Li Xiandao can instantly travel to the world of the great Tao and blast it out in an instant. Every move he makes is a world-destroying force. Having seized the mandate of heaven 7 times, Li Xiandao's terrifying power made people tremble. He now had a feeling that even if a celestial being were here, he would dare to kill him with a single sword strike. 1,000 years passed in the blink of an eye, but for Li Xiandao, it was as if he had stepped out of the Time Palace across mountains and seas. The power within him, as deep as the ocean, could destroy the world with the slightest movement. Chapter 463 I Want to Kill Someone. Part 4. The immense power within him gave Li Xiandao a sense of being in another world. He stood at the entrance of the Time Palace for quite a while before calming down. I am now invincible within the heavenly realm, Li Xiandao declared, standing with his hands behind his back, gazing at the beautiful mountain scenery. The reason it wasn't said that he was invincible within the 9 heavens and 10 earths is because Li Xiandao hadn't reached the final stop yet. Heaven. All the top masters in the 9 heavens and 10 earths are in the Azure Heaven. Especially those who are about to break through and ascend, waiting for their opportunity in the heavens. Although Li Xiandao is now full of confidence and believes he is invincible, he should remain low-key until he enters the Azure Heaven. Standing at the entrance of the Hall of Time, Li Xiandao waited until his excitement subsided before leaving. This surge in strength wasn't a sudden burst. It was the result of 1,000 years of arduous cultivation. Li Xiandao had mastered it with ease. He returned to his room, lay down on a chair, closed his eyes, and rested for a while. After 1,000 years of uninterrupted cultivation, Li Xiandao was still quite tired. Close your eyes, clear your mind, and get a short rest. However, they didn't rest for long. Noticing that Li Xiandao had come out of the time hall, Xiaoqi came over and said, "We have a new guest. Are you going to greet him?" Li Xiandao opened his eyes and asked curiously, "What kind of guest is it?" "He's from a top-tier power in Juntian," Xiaoqi said. "A top-tier power? Isn't that similar to Dragon Island? Why did you come to the Heaven and Earth Bank?" Li Xiandao asked curiously. Could it be that the people of top-tier powerful organizations are acting out of their own fault? Do you remember when you fought with Sheng Diqian in the Forbidden Mountains, breaking the world barrier between Juntian and the Eternal Prison and releasing some criminals? Xiaoqi asked. Li Xiandao's expression turned serious. He asked, "Is it because of them?" "Yes, after these people came out, They were starving, and some of them began to massacre the city's inhabitants. Some people have stormed into top-tier powerful forces, intending to kill those with high cultivation levels to devour them and restore themselves, Xiaoqi nodded. Massacre of the city? Li Xiandao's face turned angry. These people were released because of him, and now they were massacring the city. Li Xiandao bore some responsibility for this. This is the information I received. Someone is massacring the city, someone is wiping out entire families, and this guest has come to ask for help, Xiaoqi added. I'll be there immediately to receive you, Li Xiandao said solemnly, his face darkening. If someone were to carry out a large-scale massacre of the city and kill innocent civilians, Li Xiandao would not stand idly by. These people were released accidentally during his battle with Shang Ditian. Li Xiandao originally thought they would leave Juntian soon, enter Congtian, and then work hard to improve themselves and enter the immortal realm. But I never expected that they would massacre the entire city in Juntian. This is something Li Xiandao cannot accept. Okay. Xiaoqi knew that Li Xiandao was very angry, so she turned around and left to bring the guests. Li Xiandao quickly washed up, changed into new clothes, and without even wearing a mask, appeared in the trading hall with a serious expression. A short while later, Xiaoqi brought in an old man. The old man was in a terrible state. One of his arms had been torn off, and blood was gushing from his body. He looked extremely pitiful. Cough, cough. The old man was still coughing, his injuries were quite severe, and his cultivation level was also quite high. He had seized the destiny of heaven 4 times, which made him a master in the world. However, he is still in such a miserable state. Welcome, guests, Li Xiandao said softly. Can the Heaven and Earth Bank really trade anything? The old man stumbled into a chair, his face filled with sorrow, and asked, clinging to his last shred of hope. Li Xiandao saw that he was in a very pitiful state, his life force flickering in the wind at the last moment, as if it could be extinguished at any moment. In reality, the old man had died before he came to the Heaven and Earth money shop. They came to Tiandi money shop and barely managed to stay afloat, but time was running out. The Heaven and Earth Bank can trade anything. Tell me what you want to trade, Li Xiandao asked calmly. Help me kill the 8 great demons, the old man said through gritted teeth, his eyes filled with hatred. 8 great demons? Li Xiandao frowned. They are 8 demons who appeared out of nowhere. The 8 demons joined forces and acted with impunity, slaughtering people, destroying sex, defiling women, eating babies alive, eating human hearts, and drinking human blood. Their crimes are too numerous to list, the old man roared in grief and indignation. Li Xiandao frowned deeply. These demons who had managed to escape were truly too audacious. They slaughtered dozens of cities, killing tens of millions of people. Blood flowed like rivers, and vengeful spirits filled the land. These beasts absorbed resentment to replenish themselves, ravaging our region. 4 miles around, not a rooster crowed, and white bones were exposed in the wilderness. I wish they were dead, the old man said through gritted teeth. Li Xiandao clenched his fist under the table. These people had escaped because of his mistake, and now they had caused such a terrible disaster. It was simply outrageous. I'll pay any price as long as you kill them. I don't have much time left. I'm just hanging on by a thread. Tell me what the price is, the old man said, his pale eyes fixed on Li Xian. Li Xiandao looked at him, raised a finger, and under the old man's expectant gaze, said, 1 piece of divine source. I'll take this deal. The old man stared wide-eyed at Li Xiandao in disbelief. A piece of divine source? So cheap. He was unaware of Li Xiandao's relationship with these demons, so he found it unbelievable. Is it really a divine source? The old man asked in disbelief, his voice trembling. Take out a piece of divine source and sign the contract. Li Xiandao didn't explain much and directly told Xiaoqi to prepare the contract. Xiaoqi didn't say anything, even though the business was a loss, she still supported Li Xiandao. This business is a loss, but no matter how much it loses, Li Xiandao is determined to do it. This isn't a business. It's a responsibility. Li Xiandao is a cunning businessman, but he is not a cold-blooded person. These scumbags gained their freedom because of him, but instead of cherishing this hard-won freedom, they act recklessly. Li Xiandao will not be merciful to them. The contract was handed to the patriarch, and Li Xiandao stood up and said, "Sign it. Once you sign it, you can leave in peace. These demons, my heaven and earth bank will deal with them one by one." The old man was like a candle flickering in the wind, his days numbered. He did not ask Li Xiandao to treat him. After signing the papers, he left the heaven and earth money shop, and the old man was about to die. The old man knew this himself, but he didn't care about himself, only about Li Xiandao. After seeing the contract, he was too weak to sign it, so he directly smeared some of his blood on his hand and stamped it where he was supposed to sign. "Thank you," the old man said to Li Xiandao. Li Xiandao looked at him with a complicated expression, but still stubbornly said, "No need to thank me, it's just a fair trade, give me a piece of divine source." The old man took out a piece of divine energy and placed it on the contract. Then he looked at Li Xiandao with satisfaction, a smile appearing on his face, which had been filled with resentment all along. His body slowly faded and disappeared. The old man is dead. Li Xiandao stared coldly at the blood-stained contract and the piece of divine source. "It's terribly cold. Xiaoqi, I'm in a bad mood and I want to kill someone," Li Xiandao said softly. Chapter 464, A Cold Sword. Part 5. The blood-stained contract and that piece of divine source were placed before Li Xiandao. This piece of divine source doesn't contain much energy. Now, when Li Xiandao takes a breath, the spiritual energy he absorbs is more abundant than that contained in this piece of divine source. But this divine source represents a covenant. The old man gave up this piece of divine source and signed a contract with Li Xiandao, allowing Li Xiandao's heaven and earth bank to kill those demons. This was the old man's effort. He signed a contract with Li Xiandao and paid him a reward, in exchange for Li Xiandao killing these demons. The old man died content. He knew why Li Xiandao wanted this piece of divine source, and he was willing to give it up. Li Xiandao felt very uncomfortable. He felt unwell and had a strong urge to kill. Xiaoqi put the contract away, smiled gently, and said, "Since you want to kill someone, then go ahead." She didn't say anything, but silently supported Li Xiandao. Li Xiandao looked at Xiaoqi, then took a step forward and left the heaven and earth money shop. The land was white, but not clean. This is a once prosperous mountain, home to a sect called the Longevity Gate, which was also the old man's sect. Like Dragon Island, Chongsheng Men is a top-tier power with several experts who have seized destiny. But that's all there is to it. They were unable to withstand the onslaught of the 8 great demons and were all killed. The entire Chongqing sect was also massacred. The once glorious mountain is now dim and blood-stained. The once bustling sect is now silent, its corpses a testament to its crushing defeat. The once magnificent palace is now dilapidated and reduced to ruins. The gate of immortality has been destroyed. 8 great demons destroyed this place completely. Li Xiandao coldly surveyed his surroundings. The air still carried the scent of demons, which Li Xiandao caught, realizing that they had been gone for some time. Li Xiandao did not leave immediately. He saw the old man. To be precise, it was the old man's body, in a remote mountain valley. It was hard to believe that he was a highly skilled master who could seize destiny in his lifetime. Li Xiandao didn't want to say a word, everything around him was too tragic. Boom! Li Xiandao stomped his foot, causing the earth to shake and the entire Chongqing sect mountain to rapidly sink underground and be submerged. The corpses, blood, and sect all vanished at that moment. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, may you rest in peace. I will avenge you. Li Xiandao murmured to himself. After burying these people, he followed the wisp of aura he had just captured. The region where Chongsheng Men is located is called Songming-di, which is a very large prefecture. However, Li Xiandao's journey truly lived up to the saying, "For 1,000 miles, not a rooster crows, and white bones are exposed in the wilderness." Li Xiandao quickened his pace. These 8 demons had absorbed the vengeful spirits, energy, and flesh and blood, and had regained some of their power, making them even more unscrupulous. If they continue like this, countless people will be killed. How could Li Xiandao agree to that? Boom. He took a step forward, his body dissipated, and he entered the ocean of the great Tao. Following that wisp of scent, he immediately locked onto the other party and teleported over in an instant. The great Tao that Li Xiandao has now comprehended is like a boundless ocean, so in his eyes, the ocean of the great Tao is free to enter and exit, and is under Li Xiandao's control. Within the Zongming land, there is a large city, the largest city in the Zongming land, with a permanent population of tens of millions. It is extremely large and has many powerful experts. Initially, the demons did not choose this place. They slaughtered in the small town, slowly accumulating power. Now, some of them have set their sights on this megacity of 10 million people. Rumble. Rolling demonic energy, overwhelming and engulfing the city, obscured the sun and moon, turning a clear day into darkness. So much blood and flesh. After you've all been devoured, I can recover to the 9th level of the heavenly fate realm. Ha ha ha. A gigantic head formed from demonic energy emanated from the sky above the city, emitting an excited voice. Inside the city, countless people watched in terror, their bodies trembling, screaming, and fleeing in panic. The demon watched them flee in panic and confusion, and laughed triumphantly. Humans are like this, weak and helpless. They panic and scream when faced with trouble. They have no opinions of their own. Spread fear. I love your fear, the fear of millions of people. To me it is a great treasure. Demon die. Some experts at the heavenly fate realm also angrily attacked and fought their way out. Boom. But with just a glance from the demon, countless Daros descended from the void, slashing down one after another. This man who had seized the destiny of heaven was instantly killed and turned into mincemeat. This scene left many people ashen-faced and watching in horror. What should I do if I can't even win against someone at the heavenly fate realm? Escape. However, under the influence of demonic energy, the entire city was surrounded, leaving no place to escape. Dead end. All they can do is silently wait to die. The Demon Lord wasn't in such a hurry to kill people. He was a Demon Lord with a lot of interests, and what he enjoyed most was watching the various behaviors of humans before they died. Demonic energy enveloped the city, turning day into night. Everything became invisible, and even sticking together was useless. Many people collapsed to the ground, filled with despair. All of this felt so real, happening right before his eyes. The demon watched with great interest, absorbing human fear to mend his losses. That's enough. Your fear has worn off. I'm going to kill you all and eat your hearts and livers. The demon's voice seemed to come from the deepest hell, extremely terrifying, and its arrival sent chills down everyone's spines. Countless people screamed, trembled, and roared in anger, while others prayed to God to save them. The demon conjured a gigantic hand, grabbed an infant, and said with a ferocious expression, "I love eating babies the most." "No, my child." A mother cried out in terror. The demon was triumphant. He lifted the baby high in the air, then let go. The baby fell and was about to fall into the demon's mouth. "No!" The mother's legs went weak and she fainted on the ground. The demon enjoyed all of this, believing himself to be the master of the world. No one can stop him. As the baby is about to fall, his mouth slowly closes, closing just as the baby is about to land. Wow, wow. The baby's innocent cries echoed between heaven and earth, and countless people in the city watched with resentment, hating their own powerlessness. Clang. But at this moment, amidst the surging demonic energy, in the boundless darkness like a purgatory, a sword aura appeared. A deep white sword aura. A sword aura that can make everyone feel endless killing intent. A cold voice accompanied by sword energy arrived. "Today, this is your death day." Boom. The sword energy was incredibly fast, but its power was unclear. The demon believed it was wielded by an emperor or someone at the heavenly fate realm. Disdain. He directly condensed a wisp of demonic energy, transformed it into a palm, and slapped it out, while continuing to eat the baby. But the next second, the sword energy shattered the palm without any hindrance, as if carrying the immense power of an entire world, and smashed directly into the demon's face. Rumble. The demon was instantly defeated, its core area struck by the sword energy. Click. The demon's core shattered on the spot. The demonic energy dissipated, revealing the true form, a pale-faced old man staring in horror at a sword aura emanating from his core. Chapter 465 The Strong Prey on the Weak. Part 1. An old man with a full head of white hair, dressed in black, now had a sword aura inserted into his core, his demonic heart. The sword energy was a deep white, extremely terrifying, and landed on the heart, causing the old man to stare wide-eyed. This sword strike shattered the demonic energy that enveloped the entire city, exposing his body. Pain. The old man now has only one feeling. It hurts so much. This was truly heart-wrenching pain. The sword had pierced his heart, and now his heart had stopped beating. His heart was the core, and all his demonic powers were concentrated there. Now, it had been pierced by this sword energy. The old man angrily raised his head and saw Xiandao. In an instant, his expression changed drastically. "It's you." The old man recognized Xiandao. Of the 20-odd people who escaped from eternal prison, none were unfamiliar with Xiandao. That expert who fought fiercely with Xiandao, even making the ancient god Xiandao vomit blood and escape with injuries. The image of him slaying several demons with a single sword strike was deeply etched into their minds. Even though he has regained some of his strength, he still feels uneasy when he sees Xiandao. "You were freed because of me. Why don't you cherish this rare freedom and instead do something so heinous?" Xiandao asked coldly. Although the old man saw that Xiandao was uneasy, he still smiled disdainfully and said, "Because I am a demon from hell. Killing these humans is no different from you killing cattle, sheep, pigs, and dogs." Xiandao held the baby, his face cold. "Are you very angry now?" The old man laughed heartily. "What's the use of getting angry? That's just how the world is, a world where the strong prey on the weak. When you humans kill those mindless animals, do you have any compassion? Because you humans are superior to these animals. So you control the life and death of animals. Now I am stronger than these humans, and I also control the life and death of animals. It's the same principle." The old man looked at Xian with a sneer. "Or is it that you are actually on the side of humanity, which is why you are so angry and believe that I slaughtered them? Now, if you switch places and stand in my shoes, you'll find that what I'm doing is no different from what the humans below are doing. It's all about killing." The old man clutched his heart, roared in a low voice, and reached out to pull out Xiandao's sword energy. The old man looked coldly at Xiandao, completely convinced of his own explanation. Xiandao stared coldly at the old man and said, "The law of the jungle is presented in such a bloody way in your mouth, which is quite a twisted logic." "Nonsense," the old man sneered. "Do you remember how many people you've killed along the way?" Xiandao asked coldly. "I don't remember. Hundreds of thousands. Millions. I've killed countless people. I've raped thousands of beautiful women. Young girls, women, wives, mature women. I don't care about their lives at all," the old man said indifferently. "I suddenly don't want to kill you anymore." Xiandao raised his head and looked at the endless void. "What have I convinced you?" The old man's face lit up with joy. "No, I just feel that killing you would dirty my hands. You have slaughtered countless so-called weaklings along the way. You think you are strong, but you don't know that a single spark can start a prairie fire," Xiandao said coldly. "What do you mean?" The white-haired old man looked bewildered. "The great Tao returns." Xiandao suddenly roared, his voice like the roar of a god, resounding throughout the entire world. Rumble. In an instant, the roads stretching for hundreds of thousands of miles, even millions of miles, were boiling, surging, and then sweeping up in a torrent. The great Tao ocean, which had always been hidden in the void and invisible to the naked eye, has now materialized into a vast, surging sea. This was a terrifying scene. Xiandao roared, and spiritual energy surged across 1,000,000 miles of land. The great Tao ocean manifested, surging and turbulent, incomparable in its power. Rumble. The old man looked at it, his body trembled, and he was terrified. What terrifying strength is this? The next second, the great ocean reversed the laws of this area. The great Tao returns. Countless people who had been killed, raped, and devoured crawled out of the void, staring at the old man like vengeful ghosts. Millions of souls from a radius of millions of miles gathered at this moment, determined to devour the demon they saw alive. Xiandao looked at the baby in his arms and reached out to cover his eyes. Then, with a burst of true energy, he sent the baby to his unconscious mother. In the big city, countless people watched in horror. In the void, one after another, fierce ghosts howled and surrounded the old man, trying to kill him. These vengeful ghosts were all given human form by Xiandao using the great Tao, with the sole purpose of letting them take revenge themselves. Xiandao said that killing this old man would dirty his hands. Let these vengeful ghosts do the killing. One vengeful ghost is weak, 10 or 100 are also weak, but 1,000, 10,000, or 1,000,000 combined become terrifying and make people tremble. Moreover, there are millions of vengeful ghosts here. After being resurrected by the great Tao ocean, they swarmed forward, completely disregarding themselves. Even if they were beaten to a pulp, it didn't matter, since the great Tao ocean was here and they could be resurrected in an instant. Get out! Get out! Get out! The old man, in a fit of rage and shock, attacked repeatedly, unleashing surging demonic energy that swept away the fierce ghosts. However, the vengeful spirits he had swept away were immediately resurrected from the ocean of the great Tao and pounced on him again, even more terrifying than before. This situation completely wiped out all the old man's efforts. Help me. I don't want to die. I finally managed to escape. I want to go to the celestial realm and enter the demon realm. I don't want to die here. Please, I was wrong, please forgive me. The old man screamed and begged for mercy, but Xiandao just watched him coldly. The old man was swallowed up by a sea of vengeful ghosts and was completely devoured alive. The whole process lasted a very short time. The old man was devoured bit by bit by the vengeful ghosts. Not even his bones were spared. Xiandao waved his hand, dispersing the great Tao ocean. Is this what you call the law of the jungle? Xiandao sneered. After the great ocean of Tao dispersed, these vengeful ghosts had all taken their revenge. Each of them bowed to Xiandao to express their gratitude. Xiandao bowed solemnly to them to express his apology, acknowledging that he bore some responsibility for the incident. Now, Xiandao has come to fulfill this responsibility. One by one, the vengeful spirits dimmed and dissipated into the air. The world became clear, and sunlight shone down, dispelling the darkness and warming people. Everyone felt as if they had been transported to another world. It was as if what had just happened wasn't real. It's all an illusion. Xiandao also disappeared. Chapter 466. This sword strike. Its sword energy stretches for 30,000 miles. Part 2. After killing a demon, which he described as a case of the survival of the fittest, Xiandao felt no emotion whatsoever. His sword energy could penetrate to the core of the opponent, so Xiandao didn't take such a demon seriously at all. Xiandao immediately searched for the scent and locked onto the next demon. A burly man, 30,000 miles away, was about to rape a woman. Xiandao, by standing still through the great Tao ocean, could perceive things 30,000 miles away. There is nothing new under the sun. The ugliness and brilliance of human nature are vividly displayed. Xiandao saw a woman bite her tongue and commit suicide under the tyranny of the demon, unwilling to suffer humiliation. He also saw a woman looking helpless, crying as she was dragged into the room, which only fueled the arrogance of the demon. Xiandao also witnessed women humiliatingly flattering and ingratiating themselves with the demon in order to survive. All these changes were reflected in Li Xiandao's eyes. He couldn't judge the individual attitudes he saw, but Li Xiandao felt a little apologetic towards them. So he withdrew his gaze, no longer wanting to peek at the women's softness. With his eyes lowered, Li Xiandao stood in the void, his aura gradually becoming more violent. Li Xiandao felt a pang of guilt towards these women, feeling sorry for them. However, Li Xiandao would show no mercy to demons. Clang, clang, clang. Streaks of sword energy gathered around Li Xiandao, their sharpness fully revealed, making them extremely terrifying. Every sword aura here carries Li Xiandao's fierce killing intent. There's nothing new under the sun. No one survives the sword's aura. Li Xiandao grasped a wisp of sword energy, his eyes sharp, his gaze reaching across mountains, rivers, and seas, across 30,000 miles. He slashed out with a single sword strike. This sword. There are no special techniques involved. There's no grand principle to explain this sword strike. This sword strike was merely Li Xiandao's killing intent. The world is vast, but Li Xiandao has only one sword, yet this one sword has a sword aura that stretches for 30,000 miles. Boom. Li Xiandao unleashed a sword strike, the sword energy imbued with his killing intent bursting forth with terrifying force. The sword energy that had been gathering around Li Xiandao exploded out at this moment and entered this sword energy. A long sword spanning 30,000 miles. This sword strike, in an instant, transcended the distance of time and space. There's only one target, the demon. 30,000 miles away, there was a burly man, bald, with 6 ordination scars on his head. He had once been a monk. He is now a demon. He went from Buddhism to demonism, but he followed the path of extreme depravity. Unlike the monk Tianxin who chose to merge the demonic path with Buddhism and achieve unity of Buddhism and demonism, he simply wanted to vent his frustrations. 3 years in jail, even a sow can turn into Jiao Chon. The burly man rubbed his hands together, looking at the room full of women, some plump, some slender, all incredibly beautiful. He had carefully selected them all and brought them here, intending to unleash his lust to his heart's content. I've been imprisoned in the eternal prison for tens of thousands of years. Those damned bastards kept me locked up there, and I've grown weaker and weaker every day. If I hadn't managed to escape this time, I probably wouldn't be far from death, the burly man thought resentfully. This time I'm going to be unrestrained, I'm going to be ruthless, I'm going to become the most ferocious demon. The burly man set a grand goal. Let's start this journey by enjoying the beauty of these women before us. Upon thinking this, the burly man became excited and shouted, "Come here and help me take off my clothes." The dozens of beautiful women in the room trembled. Some looked disgusted, some looked helpless, some sobbed softly, and some walked over shakily to serve the strong man and take off his clothes. The burly man burst into laughter upon seeing this. He loved seeing this scene. Helplessness, crying, and resignation. The most beautiful thing is the expression on these women's faces. The burly man thought to himself with a twisted mind. If you serve me well today, I'll let you go. If you don't, those idiots who bit off their tongues and committed suicide before will be your examples, the burly man threatened. The women watched in horror and indignation, yet were powerless to do anything about it. Hurry up, don't make me lose my temper and kill you all. Kneel down before I do, the burly man roared when he saw them dawdling. But the women still didn't kneel down. Instead, they looked at the burly man in terror. To be precise, it was looking behind the burly man. What are you looking at? The burly man roared angrily, clearly dissatisfied and wanting to kill someone to vent his anger. You're back. A beautiful woman pointed in terror at the back of the burly man. There's nothing behind me, the burly man sneered. Although his cultivation had plummeted to rock bottom, he was still one of the top experts in this world. How could he not sense something behind him? No, there's something behind you. Another beautiful young woman exclaimed in terror. The burly man's eyes narrowed. If one person says there's something, it can be considered false, but if 2 people say it and a group of people are afraid, It means there definitely is something. But he didn't even notice. The burly man was startled, and cold sweat slowly seeped from his back. How powerful must one be to avoid being discovered by him? Swallowing hard, the burly man forgot about getting angry and slowly turned his head, as if his neck was stiff. Click, click, click. Turning his head little by little, the burly man saw what was behind him. His pupils contracted sharply, he was terrified, and his hands and feet were ice cold. There's something behind him. And it was something that could kill him. He didn't even realize it from beginning to end. This made the burly man's heart sink. Turning his head, he was facing this thing directly. The burly man probably didn't expect that he would feel genuine fear and dread. A sword aura stopped in front of him. The sword energy was silent, like a cold-blooded venomous snake, watching him intently, ready to strike a fatal blow at any moment. Who is this senior? The burly man broke out in a cold sweat. All his desires vanished. The beautiful woman and his pent-up passion disappeared without a trace under Li Xiandao's sword energy. 30,000 miles away, Li Xiandao remained silent, only closing his eyes with a cold expression. This sword energy, stretching for 30,000 miles, pierced directly through the strong man's brow. Ah. The burly man stared in disbelief, his body stiff and trembling, unable to utter a single word. His soul, thoughts and consciousness were all shattered by Li Xiandao's sword energy, which stretched for 30,000 miles. Thump. A few seconds later, the sword energy disappeared, and the burly man's body fell to the ground, trembling, before all signs of life vanished. The dozens of beautiful women inside the house watched this scene with mixed feelings. Some were afraid, some felt exhilarated, and some waited silently to see if anyone would come over. A quarter of an hour passed, and no one came. The strong man also remained silent. At that moment, many women cried. The fear that had been weighing on their hearts dissipated, and they knew they were saved. Chapter 467. As long as I escape fast enough, you can't kill me. Part 3. 30,000 miles away, Li Xiandao killed the burly man with a single sword strike, without the slightest fluctuation in his heart. Of the 8 major villains, only 2 have been eliminated. 6 remain. Li Xiandao closed his eyes and carefully searched for the location of the 6 demons based on the sense he had obtained earlier, confirming that they were in one place. It's a bit far from him. Millions of miles away, on a large mountain, 6 men and women gathered together. Among the 6 people, there were 4 men and 2 women. The men ranged in age from old to young, a blind old man, a man in his prime, a handsome man, and a child around 10 years old. Both women were stunningly beautiful and dressed provocatively. One of them had a full head of thick black hair, but unexpectedly, a small green snake peeked out, its tongue flicking in and out as it absorbed the scent. This green snake is highly venomous. Even someone at the heavenly fate realm would die from its poison if bitten. Another woman, with a voluptuous figure, lay languidly to the side, her thin clothing barely concealing large swaths of her snow-white skin. Her face was flushed, as if she had just experienced something pleasurable. "Snake Girl, didn't you go out for some fun with Desire Girl just now?" the blind old man asked jokingly. The snake woman scoffed. "Those stinky men can't even last a minute on me, some only 3 seconds. It's boring." "Sister, you're mistaken. Although one person can't last long, it's still possible with more people," Yunyong said lazily. "I'm not as indiscriminate in my hunger and clothing as you are," the snake woman said calmly. Yunyong's face darkened with anger, and she was about to erupt in fury. "All right, stop arguing, we're in big trouble," the middle-aged man in his prime said irritably. "Big brother, what's wrong?" the youngest child asked. The others watched silently, not understanding what was happening. "The devourer and the lewd monk have been killed," the elder brother said in a complicated tone. "What?" Yunyong sat up abruptly, her face filled with surprise, her breasts jiggling. "Big brother? Who killed them?" the blind old man asked. "Yes, in this garbage-filled world, we should be invincible," said the youngest child. "They were killed by one person," the eldest brother said, his face grim. Who? The snake woman asked coldly. In an instant, more than a dozen venomous snakes emerged from her beautiful hair, hissing. Before it died, Devourer told me who the other party was, the elder brother said with a complicated expression. Who is it? The handsome man asked. The one who broke through the world barrier and defeated the ancient god Xiandao, the eldest brother said in a deep voice. Didn't he just enter the heavenly fate realm? Yunyong licked her red lips, puzzled. I don't know, but he's terrifying right now. He didn't even have to lift a finger, yet he stirred up the great Tao of heaven and earth, resurrected those civilians, and completely devoured the devouring demon, the eldest brother said, his own heart trembling with fear. So terrifying, the blind old man exclaimed in shock. To invoke the great Tao of heaven and earth, to resurrect the slain, and to directly devour the devouring demon. What terrifying methods are these? I've never heard of them before, the handsome man exclaimed in surprise. When the lewd monk was killed, this person didn't even appear. It was just a sword aura, 30,000 miles long, that killed the lewd monk. He had no power to resist at all, the elder brother said with a heavy heart. Big brother, what do we do now? Yunyong asked decisively. Big brother, shall we avenge them? The youngest child asked. Revenge. The eldest brother sneered, stood up, and said irritably, Don't talk about revenge now. This person has come looking for us. If you don't find a way to protect yourselves, we'll all have to go and join them. What? The snake woman exclaimed in shock and anger. He actually dared to come and kill us? Yunyong found it unbelievable. There were 6 of them. Brother, let's join forces and kill this man, the blind old man roared. That's right, the 6 of us are no pushovers. If we join forces, we can sweep across the heavens and the earth, the young child said defiantly. Don't talk too much about sweeping across the heavens and the earth. There are many masters hidden in the heavens, but if we join forces, we can easily sweep across the heavens. Brother, kill him, the handsome man said coldly. All 5 of them looked at their eldest brother, feeling humiliated. But their eldest brother calmly said, I plan to ascend to immortality. What? The snake girl looked at her elder brother in shock and anger. Brother, what nonsense are you talking about? Yunyong said, her hands covering her chest, clearly displeased. Brother, we've only recovered a little bit. It will be very difficult for us to undergo the ascension tribulation in this state, the blind old man said, shaking his head. Brother, what are you doing? It's just one person, why are you so afraid to undergo tribulation? The handsome man said indignantly. Yeah, the 6 of us working together, this guy is nothing. We'll chop him down in no time. The youngest child said coldly, gesturing with his hands as if he were about to chop someone up. These people were shouting, but the eldest brother remained unmoved and said firmly, You all know that I can predict crises. This time I have calculated it, and it's the worst possible outcome. If we fight him, we will all die. I choose to ascend, even if I am injured. Upon hearing this, all 5 people fell silent. Boss, is this person really that strong? Yunyong still didn't believe it. Boss, do we really have to be this cowardly? Snake Girl asked unwillingly. Boss, give it a try. If it doesn't work, then try ascending. The handsome man didn't want to ascend in such a frustrating way. The key issue is that they have only recovered a little bit now. Once they ascend, they will definitely suffer fatal injuries, or even death. How about this? I'll start the ascension process here, and you guys go test his strength. If you can't beat him, come back immediately, and we'll ascend together, the leader suggested. All right, where is this person? Snake Girl was the first to step forward and ask without hesitation. I also want to know where he is. If I don't crush him to death with these big breasts, I'm not a heroine who has slept with thousands of men, Yunyong sneered. Count me in, I want to kill him too, the handsome man said coldly. I want to chop him into mincemeat, the child said coldly. The 4 of you go. The eldest brother and I will help you prepare the site for the heavenly tribulation in advance, the blind old man said after thinking for a moment. All right, where is the boss now? The snake girl asked coldly. The eldest brother looked outside with a serious expression and said, He's already here, at the foot of the mountain. Perfect timing. Watch how I kill him, the snake woman exclaimed excitedly. I just said I'm going to crush his head with my chest. Don't try to take it from me. Yunyong ran out right after her. The handsome man and the child also ran out. The eldest brother decisively said, Start setting up the heavenly tribulation. If they don't listen to advice, I can't save them. The blind old man asked in bewilderment, Is the opponent that powerful? Impressive. Extremely impressive. Just now, I sensed his aura for a split second, and it felt like I had encountered a bottomless abyss that was about to devour me. If I hadn't retreated quickly, I would have been injured in that attack, the leader said with a serious expression. The blind old man gasped. The description had truly terrified him. How could there be such a terrifying person in Juntian? The blind old man exclaimed in horror. Who knew we'd be so reckless? The leader is starting to regret it now. He certainly knew why Xiandao had come to kill them. Even if they begged for mercy, Xiandao would not spare them. Therefore, the only way out right now is to ascend to heaven, leave the 9 heavens and 10 earths, and stay far away from Xiandao. As long as I escape far enough, you can't kill me. Chapter 468 Easy Kill. Part 4. Xiandao arrived at the nameless mountain peak with a calm expression. Knowing that the remaining 6 demons were still here and had not harmed the common people, Xiandao felt much more relaxed and was no longer in such a hurry. Now that all 6 are together, it's a good opportunity to catch them all at once. Xiandao looked at the mountain, which wasn't very high, but it was very majestic. As soon as Xiandao entered the forest, a small, bright green snake attacked him. This tiny, emerald green snake was no bigger than a hare and was very inconspicuous. It hid in the grass, blending into its surroundings, and had no spiritual energy fluctuations, so it was naturally overlooked. This is also Snake Girl's consistent method. When she can kill people with snake venom, she never wastes energy fighting with people. Seeing her little snake rushing straight at Xiandao without him noticing, the Snake Girl in the distance couldn't help but sneer. This is the person who made the boss so afraid that he immediately ascended? Snake Lady said dismissively. He looks handsome and has a strong scholarly air about him, which is my type. I'll rape him and then kill him later. Yunyong licked her red lips, her eyes filled with lust, and slowly rubbed her thighs together. Stop being so lustful, you're like a woman who can't get enough to eat. This person is not to be underestimated, the handsome man sneered. He doesn't seem to have noticed the snake, the child asked, puzzled. It's so strong that it could fly onto your leg, take a bite, and you wouldn't even notice? The snake woman said smugly, That's what makes my little snake so terrifying. Puff. As soon as she finished speaking, the small green snake flew over, about to bite. But the next second, a tiny sword aura burst forth from Xiandao's calf muscles. The small, emerald green snake was cut in two, and was dead beyond any doubt. The snake woman's smug expression immediately fell, and she glared at Xiandao with resentment. Every little green snake was something she had painstakingly refined, and she would be heartbroken if she lost even one. Xiandao didn't even glance at the dead emerald green snake, but instead looked at the 4 people in the distance. What about the other 2? Xiandao asked, not in a hurry to make a move. You should be proud that the 4 of us killed you, the snake woman said coldly. Having lost a small green snake, she now found Xiandao extremely displeasing. Xiandao shook his head and said, The 4 of you won't do. Xiandao believed that what he said was true. However, in the eyes of the snake girl and her 3 companions, it was blatant contempt. Your current cultivation level is the 7th time you have seized the destiny of heaven, and so am I. What makes you so arrogant? The snake woman said coldly. Handsome, do you want to have some fun with me? I'm almost soaking wet. Yunyong looked at Li Xiandao with a lustful expression, her voice incredibly sweet. Li Xiandao glanced at it coldly and said, "You're about to get wet? Then find a stick and block the entrance." Yunyong blinked. Was this something a man should say? A stick won't work. Find some wood. It should be able to fit. After all, it's been used so many times, it's quite loose, Li Xiandao said coldly, his words harsh. Yunyong's lustful desire vanished, and she looked at Li Xiandao with hostility, feeling humiliated. By the way, has anyone ever died in there? Li Xiandao asked curiously. What do you mean? Nyong asked, puzzled. If people have died, and many people have died, then it's a morgue. Think about it carefully, it's quite terrifying. You have a morgue inside your body, aren't you scared? Li Xiandao humiliated Yunyong in a serious manner. Yunyong realized what was happening, stared at Li Xiandao with a sinister look in her eyes, and gritted her teeth, saying, "I'm going to put your head in here and let you see if this is a morgue." "I told you not to be so horny, now you've been humiliated," the handsome man mocked. "Fuck you, I'm going to kill him right now." Yunyong cursed angrily, charging forward with her 5 fingers forming sharp claws. A potent poison erupted from her fingertips, capable of immersing anyone in a sea of lust once it pierced their skin. Seeing this, Li Xiandao did not move, but simply raised his hand, pointed his fingers like a sword, and pointed directly at the target. Die. Li Xiandao's sword strike was the same one he had created for Shao Qi. Unparalleled beauty. The long sword slashed through the air, its sharpness unparalleled, yet it also carried a mesmerizing world within it, instantly enveloping Yunyong. Yunyong opened her eyes and saw endless sword energy, within which appeared the figure of a woman. Beautiful. When Yunyong saw this woman, her first impression was that she was beautiful, so beautiful that any word seemed to go blank, and only one word remained in her mind. Beautiful. This woman is the best illustration of beauty. Seeing her, one understands the meaning of beauty. However, after her initial reaction, Yunyong was overcome with boundless jealousy. Why are you so beautiful? Why are you standing in front of me? Damn it! Yunyong always wished for the death of any woman more beautiful than herself, so that she would be the most beautiful. I'm the most beautiful. Can't you see how big your chest is compared to mine? Enraged, Yunyong rushed over, intending to kill the woman. However, no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't get close to this woman. The distance between them seemed to be as if there were 2 worlds apart. Yunyong, who was trapped in the illusion created by Li Xiandao's sword, had her head sliced off, which is why she felt as if there was a world between her and Shao Qi. One is the human world, the other is the underworld. Even in death, Yunyong did not realize she was dead. Her last thought was to kill Shao Qi. There can't be a woman more beautiful than me in this world. Yunyong's wish was noble, but unfortunately, she couldn't fulfill it. Yunyong was unaware of her own death, but others witnessed it. What they saw was that when Li Xiandao's sword came at them, Yunyong neither dodged nor evaded, but simply stood there and let Li Xiandao kill her. Horrified, the remaining 3 stared in horror, completely unable to comprehend what it was. Why didn't you dodge or evade, but just stood there and let yourself be killed? That sword strike was very strange. The snake girl swallowed hard, and she instinctively wanted to back away. I suddenly realized that what my elder brother said is right, the handsome man said seriously. I miss my older brother. The little boy turned around and ran towards where his older brother was. I miss you too, brother. You can hold the fort here. The handsome man also wanted to turn around and run away. Are you even a man? Leaving me behind to cover your retreat. The snake woman grabbed the handsome man and said through gritted teeth, "You're more virile than any man. I've never been with a man in my life, but you've been with tens of thousands. You're much more virile than me, so it was right for you to cover our retreat." The handsome man's words confused the snake girl, and she lost her focus for a moment, letting him escape. You're not a pervert. Why would you sleep with some cheap man? Snake Girl realized what was happening and angrily cursed. The two men ran away, leaving her alone to face Xiandao, which made the Snake Girl tremble and want to run away as well. However, Xiandao simply followed the same method. Unparalleled beauty. Like lustful woman, Snake Woman was also bewitched by this trick, and she was jealous of Xiao Qi, wishing she could tear Xiao Qi's face apart. In this jealousy, his head was severed and fell to the ground. Xiandao walked past a corpse without even glancing at it. Chapter 469. One sword cleaves through 9 layers of heaven. Part 5. On the nameless mountain peak, the eldest brother and the blind old man were trying their best to trigger the tribulation lightning and begin their tribulation. The eldest brother is genuinely afraid of Xiandao. He had finally escaped from the eternal prison, and he certainly didn't want to die here now. Although he has not yet met Xiandao, he has lost miserably in the spiritual battle between them, so he naturally dares not meet Xiandao again. Even if ascending now means suffering the tribulation of lightning, it's still better than dying at Xiandao's hands. The eldest brother was very decisive. The blind old man chose to trust the eldest brother. After all, he knew of the eldest brother's ability to avoid misfortune and seek good fortune over the years. Now that his boss is so flustered, he naturally dares not be careless. What exactly does this person want to do? Is he a messenger of justice? The blind old man asked angrily. Isn't it just the slaughter of some civilians? These worthless civilians die, but new ones will soon grow back. It's inexhaustible, the blind old man said indignantly. All right, we made a mistake. We shouldn't have massacred civilians on such a large scale. Others didn't do it. We were just too complacent. Even though 9 heavens is trash now, there are still experts there. This person is an expert from 9 heavens. The leader scolded angrily, then said helplessly, "Boss, help! Boss, help!" Just then, 2 men rushed back, shouting in terror. "You two are back. Where are Yu Nyong and Shi Nyong?" The eldest brother asked, his face darkening. She was killed. Yu Nyong was the first one killed. She didn't even resist. She just stood there and let herself be killed. It was terrifying, the little boy said, trembling. "Boss, Snake Lady took the initiative to hold off this person so that we could transcend our tribulations and ascend to immortality. I'm so moved," the handsome man cried sadly, squeezing out a few tears. The leader's heart sank. He hadn't expected 2 people to die so quickly. Ascension. Ascend immediately. We can't delay any longer, the eldest brother said decisively. Activate the great array around us. We'll trigger the tribulation lightning. There's no spring lightning now, so we'll create our own tribulation lightning, the leader roared. The blind old man, the handsome man, and the little boy all channeled their inner energy into the formation, activating it and unleashing the tribulation lightning. Rumble. In broad daylight, lightning flashed, dark clouds gathered, and a fierce storm raged all around. An extremely horrifying scene. Xiandao walked over slowly, saw this scene, and smiled coldly. "Want to ascend?" Looking at the tribulation lightning, Xiandao smiled disdainfully. "You think you can avoid death just because you've ascended to immortality?" Xiandao casually flicked out a sword aura. Clang. The sword energy exploded and shot out, the crisp sound of the sword echoing in the ears of the 4 demons. "Boss, he's here." The little boy trembled and said in fear. "Boss, what do we do?" the handsome man asked in terror. Having witnessed Xiandao's methods of killing Yu Nyong, he had no will to resist. Escape. Hurry and get out. Escape to the ends of the earth. Ideally, you would be in this world, and I would be in another, never to meet again. The eldest brother gritted his teeth and said, "Let's hurry up and undergo the tribulation together to ascend." "Boss, let's undergo this tribulation together. This power could kill us all," the blind old man exclaimed in shock. "We'll all share the damage. It's just serious injury, we won't die. If you're not going to go through the tribulation with us, then stay behind and cover the rear," the leader roared. The next second, Everyone stood together and chose to face the tribulation together. Clang! Li Xiandao's sword energy slashed down, and the leader seized the opportunity to draw down the lightning tribulation. Rumble! The lightning strike came down and hit Li Xiandao's sword energy, intending to destroy it. However, the sword energy swept away the lightning tribulation in an instant, shattering it. My God, a sword aura shattered a bolt of lightning. The eldest brother gasped, completely dumbfounded. The little boy was so scared he was about to cry. Big brother, you have to protect me. I'm not an adult yet. Get lost. The boss has to protect me. You'll never grow up, you're hairless, and you can't get hard. Kid, get out of here. The handsome man yelled, shoving the little boy aside. Do you want to fight? The little boy glared at the handsome man. Shut up, he's here. The leader roared, his eyes fixed on the front with a sinister look. Li Xiandao has arrived. Dressed in white, tall and slender, he walked over empty-handed with a cold expression. On the formation, thunderclouds gathered, and lightning snakes darted within, as if a new world was about to open up. The eldest brother watched nervously, knowing that once the lightning started striking continuously, they would be safe. He didn't believe Li Xiandao would risk being struck by lightning to enter this place and kill them. Rumble! Another lightning tribulation struck down, and without saying a word, the eldest brother ordered the little boy to step up. This lightning tribulation struck the little boy, causing his body to tremble, but fortunately, his cultivation was good enough to withstand it. Li Xiandao said quietly, "Do you think this tribulation lightning can withstand me?" The leader, panting heavily, said, "We know you're powerful. We made a mistake, and 4 people died. Why are you so ruthless?" Li Xiandao scoffed. "To exterminate them all? You're going to say that to tens of millions of ordinary people and a few dozen major sects," Li Xiandao said coldly. "We are stronger than them, so killing them is only natural. Who are you to meddle in our business?" The blind old man seemed to think that the lightning tribulation could protect him, and he cursed angrily. A cold glint flashed in Li Xiandao's eyes, and he said coldly, "You're the first person I'll kill. Come on, we've already begun our tribulation. Can you kill us?" The blind old man sneered. Click. Another lightning bolt struck down, but this time the handsome man stepped forward and blocked it. Click. The lightning struck continuously, and this time it was the blind old man who withstood it. Seeing this, Li Xiandao pointed his fingers like a sword and slashed out. One sword cleaves through 9 heavens. If you dare interfere with the tribulation, you will also have to undergo tribulation. The power of the tribulation will be doubled for 5 people. If you want to kill me, then let's perish together. The blind old man roared, trying his best to avoid Li Xiandao's sword energy. However, Li Xiandao's sword energy gave him no room to dodge. Just as it burst forth from Li Xiandao's hand, it severed the blind old man's head in the next instant. That's how amazing it is. Both were at the 7th level of the heavenly mandate realm, but Li Xiandao killed the blind old man with far less effort than killing a chicken or a dog. Rumble. After Li Xiandao made his move, the lightning tribulation also targeted him. In an instant, it sensed Li Xiandao, and the lightning tribulation doubled in power, striking down towards Li Xiandao. Rumble. With tremendous force, the lightning snake grew larger and thicker, soaring through the sky before crashing down with tremendous force. You're doomed. With 5 people being struck by lightning, you're definitely going to die. The leader felt relieved when he saw this. When the lightning tribulation killed Li Xiandao, they abandoned half of their cultivation, stopped their tribulation, and escaped this calamity. Thinking about it this way, the eldest brother smiled smugly. "I don't recall ever saying that I fear lightning tribulation, did I?" Li Xiandao said calmly under the thunder. "What?" The eldest brother, the handsome man, and the little boy all looked at Li Xiandao in confusion. The next second, they all stared at Li Xiandao in horror, their mouths agape, their eyes filled with shock. Chapter 471 Act of Deliverance. Part 1. Under the watchful eyes of the 4 people, this terrifying lightning bolt struck down. But Li Xiandao's actions left them dumbfounded. The lightning tribulation was powerful. After all, it was the combined lightning tribulation of 5 people, which was extremely terrifying. But when it came to Li Xiandao, the lightning tribulation struck down with a boom. But instead of touching him, it was directly swallowed up by the 9 worlds that appeared above Li Xiandao's head. The powerful lightning tribulation struck the 9 worlds, creating a deafening roar. However, instead of shattering the 9 worlds, the lightning tribulation was assimilated by them. The next second, a scene that utterly terrified the eldest brother, the handsome man, and the little boy appeared. Li Xiandao raised his head, looked at the enormous lightning tribulation with excitement in his eyes, and flew directly up. Rumble. The lightning tribulation seemed to sense Li Xiandao's provocation and flew into a rage. The entire thundercloud trembled, and in an instant, a bolt of lightning struck down. Click. This lightning tribulation was even more turbulent and terrifying than the previous one, possessing immense power. A violent storm, with thunder and lightning, swept down, creating a terrifying scene that was truly frightening. But what surprised Li Xiandao even more was, he opened his mouth wide and inhaled sharply, a terrifying pulling force coming from his abdomen, which pulled the lightning tribulation directly into his stomach. Rumble. The lightning strike did not harm Li Xiandao. Instead, it was swallowed whole by him. Li Xiandao swallowed the lightning tribulation, and purple thunderclouds appeared on his body, seemingly about to explode. However, as he circulated his dantian and suppressed the lightning tribulation with his true energy, the lightning tribulation could no longer cause any major disturbances, and his skin returned to normal. Under the watchful eyes of the eldest brother, the handsome man, and the little boy, Li Xiandao licked his lips and said, "The taste is good, but the portion is too small. It's not very satisfying." Upon hearing this, the eldest brother's jaw snapped shut, and he stammered, What does he want to do?" Swallow thunderclouds." The handsome man's legs trembled, and his pants became wet. "Mother, help me." The little boy was truly traumatized by Li Xiandao. Li Xiandao ignored them and wasn't worried about them running far away. He rushed directly into the thunderclouds. Rumble. Within the thunderclouds, lightning gathered, forming a thunder pool. As Li Xiandao rushed in, countless bolts of lightning struck him. However, 9 great worlds appeared around Li Xiandao, and he activated them at full power. Devour. Li Xiandao unleashed his full power, absorbing all the lightning into the 9 worlds. My 9 heavens still needs a lot of spiritual energy, and now it's just the right time to replenish it. Li Xiandao let out a long roar, his voice loud and clear, carrying far and wide. The 3 people outside watched helplessly as Lei Yun shrank little by little, their faces filled with despair. "No, I have to escape." The little boy made a quick decision. Since the thunderclouds had been swallowed by Li Xiandao, he wasn't worried about being struck by lightning. He had to run. Staying here would only mean certain death. The little boy abandoned the eldest brother and the handsome man and ran very fast. They vanished in a flash. Just as the eldest brother and the handsome man were about to imitate the little boy's actions, a sharp sword aura shot out from the thundercloud. Boom. Across 1,000 miles, the little boy was pinned to death in mid-air by Li Xiandao's sword, letting out a shrill scream. When the scream returned, the handsome man was so frightened that he staggered and sat down on the ground, his pants completely soaked, as he had no more urine to urinate. The eldest brother smiled in despair, stood still, and decided not to go anywhere. "It's over, completely over. One wrong step and you're doomed forever." The eldest brother laughed sadly. Rumble. In the sky, the thunderclouds were almost completely swallowed up by Li Xiandao, and all the lightning tribulations dissipated. The sunlight shone down again, warming people's hearts. But seeing that Li Xiandao had completely absorbed the lightning tribulation, the eldest brother and the handsome man felt a chill run down their spines. Bang! Li Xiandao flew down from the sky, looked at the 2 of them calmly, and said, "Do you have anything else to say?" "Give me a chance," the leader pleaded, kneeling down abruptly. "What kind of opportunity?" Li Xiandao asked. I didn't have a choice before, but now I want to be a good person, the eldest brother said sincerely. All right, go and tell the millions of ordinary people. Li Xiandao nodded and said, Are you forcing me to die? The eldest brother looked at Li Xiandao in despair. I'm sorry, I'm not a very good person, Li Xiandao said coldly. The eldest brother looked at Li Xiandao in despair, wanting to resist, to fight to the death, to fight to the bitter end. However, the moment Li Xiandao stood in front of him, a terrifying aura pressed down on him, and the eldest brother couldn't muster any desire to fight. One sword strike, I will only strike once. If you survive the next strike, you can live on, Li Xiandao suddenly said. The eldest brother and the handsome man's eyes lit up. They saw a glimmer of hope. I will try my best next time, the leader said excitedly, feeling that he was right not to take a desperate gamble earlier. Otherwise, the fish will die, but the net won't break. Li Xiandao glanced at the two of them, casually flicked out a sword aura, and then turned and left. Boom. This burst of sword energy was silent, like a child throwing a stone into water, without much fanfare. Seeing this, the eldest brother and the handsome man assumed that Li Xiandao was holding back, so they defended with all their might. But the next second, this sword energy directly annihilated everything within a 3,000-mile radius. The trees dissolved completely. The mountains were instantly reduced to dust. The leader and the handsome man were killed instantly, their bones reduced to ashes. Their defenses were no match for Li Xiandao's sword energy. After Li Xiandao walked out of the mountains, he turned around and saw that the area within 3,000 miles behind him was a vast expanse of white. The huge mountain range had vanished in an instant. Even if you have reached the level of 9 times of seizing the destiny of heaven, you cannot withstand my sword strike, Li Xiandao said coldly. How could he let them go? Death is a relatively good ending. If Li Xiandao were more ruthless, he could torment them for thousands of years, making their lives worse than death. But Li Xiandao found it troublesome and was too lazy to do so. Death was the mercy that Li Xiandao bestowed upon them. Especially a death that is not very painful. They were basically killed with a single sword strike, except for the first demon, who was devoured by countless wronged souls. We need to investigate the others. If they didn't commit this act, I can ignore it. But if they did commit this massacre, don't blame me for being impolite, Li Xiandao thought silently. He stepped back into the heaven and earth bank, ready to investigate those who had escaped from the eternal prison. There were more than 20 people, but only 8 were here. Li Xiandao needed to find out about the others. After all, he was the one who released the person. Although it was unintentional, Li Xiandao still has to bear the responsibility. However, Li Xiandao first summoned Monk Tianxin. Before long, the monk Tianxin arrived. Monk Tianxin, go and perform a ritual for those millions of people to be reborn in the Pure Land, Li Xiandao instructed Monk Tianxin. Millions were massacred, and that region must be filled with resentment. Li Xiandao sent the monk Tianxin to perform a ritual to help these vengeful spirits reincarnate and stop worrying about revenge. Li Xiandao had killed their enemies for them.